Good morning, everybody. It seems like most of us are here, so we are going to start. This is intended to be a very short meeting. It's just general information about the ins and the outs of the Reading Academy. My name is Dr. Wilma Sifonte. This is my 22nd year in education. I have been in Plano ISD for around 12 years doing different things here and there. The other person on this slide is the other cohort leader. Her name is Tara Welch. Some of you have emailed back and forth with her or talked to her. She's a great addition to our department, and she comes from Rockwell ISD. So the House Bill 3 was approved in 2019. This is a finance bill that allows us to have more professional development, more funds for Texas classrooms, and other aspects of education that if you're interested in, you can go into their website and learn more. It is a state requirement, so all K through third teachers need to go through this program. All instructional coaches, SPED teachers, ESL specialists, PACE and dyslexia teachers have to complete this course before 2023. Assistant principals and principals need to be certified in the science of teaching reading as well. If you are a new teacher and you have already taken the science of teaching reading test, you also have to go through the academy. Some of the things that you must know before you get into the modules is, number one, this is a year-long course and it follows a timeline. You already have the timeline, you have reviewed the timeline, I'm sure, and you have noticed that there is a specific time for every module. It is self-paced according to TEA, but they have given us some constraints in regards to the time frame that we have to allocate for each module. What they have done is they have said, hey, this is your timeline, and these are our checkpoints. These are our, let's say, midterm exams. This is where we are going to check with all Texas teachers to see and to assess their progress. So when you look at the timeline, you're going to notice that there are some hard deadlines that I'll call artifacts. These are papers. It can be a paper, it can be a lesson, a video lesson that we have to turn in. And these are hard deadlines. They are firm. And if we do not meet the deadlines for these checkpoints, we may fail the course. So it's really, really important that when you look at the timeline, you plan ahead, you look at the deadlines, because some of these deadlines are in conflict with some of the important dates that we have through the year. For example, the last artifact that we have to turn in, it's the same week of start writing. So I want you to sit down with your teams, go through the timeline, and just check on those deadlines to pace yourself. The campuses that have had the most success with the Reading Academy are those campuses that established a system for collaboration and time allocation. They worked on teams. This is not a program that you can complete on your own. You need a team, because we go through the program, but as school teachers, we go through all the demands that the school year has. We go through STAR, we go through map testing, we go through so many demands that it is good to work as a team on the modules. Teachers must complete the modules through Plano ISD. This is not a program that you can go to Region 10 or that you can go to a college and take. It's exclusively taught via Plano ISD. It is organized in modules. We have 10 modules, and these 10 modules are like chapters. When I look at it, I see it as a book. I have this book that I have to read, and it has 10 different chapters with 10 different topics that pertain to the science of teaching reading. Each module has several assessments and assignments, and we need to approve these assignments with 80% or more in order to approve the Reading Academy. Some of these artifacts, some of these tests you can take several times. Some of them you can only take once, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it later. So what is the science of teaching reading? It's very important for us to know that this is not a specific curriculum. This is not a specific intervention that we're going to implement. It is a framework that describes the components of literacy that helps us to make instructional decisions. The science of teaching reading framework can help you deliver high quality and evidence-based instruction to support the literacy journey of your kids. If you are a reading language art teacher, this is for you. If you are a math teacher, this is for you. If you're a science teacher, this is for you. We all have to target in some shape or way the science of teaching reading in our instruction. So we want to talk today also about the pillars of the Reading Academy. There are three common topics that come up in every single module that you visit. It's data-driven instruction, explicit and systematic instruction, and differentiation. These are three common topics that come up because this is the way we're supposed to be teaching reading in our classrooms. So we are going to see them every now and then. We're going to talk about them. We're going to record about them. We're going to turn in work about them because they have to be ingrained in the way we teach our children. If you have gone through the modules, you already know that each chapter or each module has a Reading Academy notebook. They have inserted this notebook, and it's a guide to document your learning. It's a tool for you to engage in professional conversations with your team as you go through the modules. If you are an instructional specialist, if you are a assistant principal, if you are a principal, or if you are going through school and need opportunities for leadership, they have embedded, thank you. Through the module, they have embedded PLC opportunities that you can use to fulfill your internship hours. If you are a coach, you can use these opportunities to work with your teams. And these are great resources to help your teachers and help your campuses to solidify the practices that they are going to be learning about in the Reading Academy. So to talk a little bit about the timeline, when you look at the timeline, I want you to focus on modules 6 and module 10. And those are the modules that have a pink line across. And the reason that they are marked is because these are the TEA due dates. The first one is on December the 8th, and the second one is in May the 11th. I also want you to notice that we have a Plano ISD due date. The reason we have a Plano ISD due date is because this is not a work that you get completed and you turn in. This is a work that you complete, we give you feedback, you fix, you give it back to us, and there is a process of collaboration before we can turn in these assignments. So when you are planning, please do not plan for the last week or for the last day. Plan ahead of time so your team or yourself or your group of friends can turn in ahead of time so you can receive feedback. Some artifacts are Canvas graded, and these will have unlimited opportunities for you to master. Teachers must approve with 80% or more. These three artifacts are the one that you can retake. In Module 8, Syllable Type Word Sort. In Module 9, Oral Reading Fluency Assessment. And in Module 10, Reading Comprehension Lesson. These three you can turn in as many times as you like. The next two, Module 6 and Module 10, these are the hard deadlines that we are talking about. These are the ones that you have to plan ahead of time and that you have to work with your team. They go through a moderated grading process. When you turn in your artifact, two people outside from the district grade your artifact, they return it to your cohort leader, and your cohort leader uh, grade your artifact and gives you a final grade. This process may take between 3 and 4 weeks. So here is the timeline for moderated grading. You turn in your work, two people outside of the district grade them, they come back to us, we grade them, we release the grades, and if you have not scored 80% or more, we give you an opportunity to work with your artifact and to turn it in again to be graded. I think this is the most important thing of today, because the modules open today, and we have a couple of discussion boards that are going to come up. We have a rubric to score your discussion posts. They are 0 or 100. So that means that you either do it well or you do it so-so. It's a 0 or 100. I'm going to repeat it again. It's 100 or a 0. If you have one sentence and you tell me or anybody else in your discussion post, oh, I teach, I do the I do, you do, we do, period, that is a 0. If you write a paragraph describing all sort of experiences you have had, that is a 0. You have to make sure that you address exactly the points that they are asking you to talk about. So elaborate. These posts have to be short, but straight to the point. You have to target, if they have 3 questions, you have to target 1, 2, 3. A strong response is one that is complete, is correct, and is thoughtful. We want to see you addressing the prompt, but we also want to see your a process of your thought process and your reflection. So we are about to finish the presentation, and I just want to share with you what you will be seeing in Module 1. Module 1 is it's very light and very easy to get through because it's just the introduction for the Reading Academy. Module 2 talks about the science of teaching reading. What is the science of teaching reading? What is the evidence that we're using to embrace this framework? And what is the impact of research in classroom instruction? So these are the things that we are going to be seeing. I wanted to keep this first presentation very short because I know that you are trying to get through your day. So I wanted to have a very short meeting. Okay, if you have burning questions today, use the chat and let me know if I can help you with any questions about enrollment, about artifacts, about timeline. I am going to open the mic, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask.